Ian, you want to talk about Randy Pitchford of Gearbox having a meltdown?
So this
is a CEO.
This is interesting.
I remember Randy doing the he was the Aliens game at E3 like 6 years ago. The what was it? The Colonial Marines game. He was showing that off in the little dark room with like 10 of us at a time. The demo.
So basically, Randy Pitchford. This guy's always got something fucking going on.
There's always something.
Well, he's the guy that was, we talked about it a little while ago, I think. He was the one, or maybe we thought about it but didn't, but he was the guy who
alleged.
He left the USB stick at Medieval Madness or whatever not Medieval Madness, at the pinball alley.
Medieval times.
Yeah.
And there was something allegedly about like porn on some drive or something that someone found was a corporate USB.
He found porn. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways,
allegedly
they were doing a stream where they were talking about the game about a week ago.
With
week ago Monday, I think.
And it was with Andrea Renee and Greg Miller, two individuals who appear in Not For Resale, a video game store documentary. Sorry, I just had to say that. Just weird. Go on.
Okay, so your little project.
Yes, my little project.
So on the stream, they're talking about it, and they say there's going to be no microtransactions.
Randy says that.
Randy says there's going to be no microtransactions. Okay. And then it's announced that there are going to be purchasable costumes.
After the fact.
After the fact. There's going to be purchasable costumes that you can get in the game, which is a microtransaction.
Technically, sure.
It is, and I'm going to get into this. It's a microtransaction. And Game Informer says, despite Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford's comment about no microtransactions in Borderlands 3 during today's live stream, we've been told cosmetic items are still purchasable.
So in the timeline, he does this reveal stream with Andrea Renee and Greg Miller. Afterwards, Game Informer asks someone, they dig in, it's like, this sounds weird, let's ask someone. And they find out that you can purchase cosmetic items, I guess like costumes or whatever.
Right.
They put out this tweet.
Yep.
So now it's like, fuck. Why did Randy say this?
Yes. So Randy is, his first response is, why you guys would fuck me on this is beyond me. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So he responds to Game Informer and says, why you guys would fuck me on this? Randy, my man, you're the head of a company, of a game dev company.
So, yeah, exactly.
You're fucking me. Why are you fucking me?
Why are you fucking me? So we're going to go and look at some of these other things too. So, all right, the first response is, come on, guys, shitty clickbait headline. Literally seconds before I said that, I made it very clear we're going to do more cosmetic stuff like we did in Borderlands 2. You know I was talking about premium currency and loot boxes kind of stuff not being in our game. Why you guys would fuck me on this is beyond me.
He said shitty clickbait headline to the response. This was on May 1st.
And then someone replies to him, You said no microtransactions. Paying small sums of money for cosmetics is a microtransaction. You lied. Not having loot boxes is a big plus, but be honest in how you're monetizing the game that's already cost $60, which makes that's a perfectly reasonable response. Randy Pitchford replies, see Game Informer, this is what your fuckwitted tweet is doing. Please correct your bullshit. This user believes and has called me a liar because of your incomplete context clickbait bullshit there. You are better than this.
Fuckwitted. I love that term, Randy. I might start using that. Fuckwitted. So Randy feels attacked. Randy's got to relax a bit.
Yeah.
He could have just put out a response saying, I misspoke. Maybe he probably just meant like no loot boxes and no stuff that helps your performance in the game. Just clarify your statement. Don't fucking go after a news site for doing due diligence and following up on something. You know what I mean? Like, he probably honestly just meant like, oh, there's nothing like loot boxes or shit like that, like purchasing, fucking gun upgrades and things like that. Like, just say I fucked up, I misspoke, or I meant something else.
So then a straightforward yes or no question. Can I buy with real money any kind of item in Borderlands 3? As I said at the live event, we will be working on big campaign DLC and we'll probably also offer additional cosmetics, just as we did in Borderlands 2. What we will not do is free-to-play style microtransactions, no premium currency, loot boxes, etc. Okay, that's great, and that's admirable, and that's fine, and I actually like that, but it's a matter of there's still people paying for stuff in the game.
Sure.
And why this the only reason we're getting down to this nitpicking
It's because of his response.
no, it's because we've gone so far from what games used to be. Games used to be all this costume shit was unlockable.
Sure.
And then about 10 years ago, we started making that move away from unlockable content is no longer allowed and you pay for things. So that's considered an entirely separate thing to people now when it shouldn't be. If it's not part of the game, if you're paying a amount of money for it, it's a microtransaction. Now there seems to be some split hairs here over whether he said no loot boxes or no microtransactions, and that I'm trying to find. But still, there's no reason to fucking flip out about the original Game Informer post. It simply says no microtransactions.
Yeah.
Even if it says no loot boxes in Borderlands 3 during today's live stream, we've been told cosmetic items are still purchasable.
Yes. So technically it's a microtransaction. It is. So, and they didn't call him a liar. They just said we've been told cosmetic items are still purchasable. So we took it as an affront. He should have just clarified. He should have contacted Game Informer and said, I misspoke. I meant there was no maybe items that could affect the gameplay, things like weapons or arm. You know what I mean? He could have, or specific items. He should have just said that, and people would have been, okay, that makes sense. So this became a bigger story now because of that. The best response up front was from the Iceman 2288. I can't believe anyone would accuse you, the developer of Aliens Colonial Marines, of misleading people during the marketing of a game. Oof.
Yeah, or people should trust the guy who was sued for millions on fraud back in 2015 and is also currently being sued by fraud for his own former lawyers.
Is that someone responded?
Yep, and there's a link here to it too. So yeah, that's backed up.
What do they do besides Borderlands?
Duke Nukem Forever.
That was the last big thing.
Alien Colonial Marines.
So that
no
games that were 7-8 years ago.
I think they did. They do some other stuff too. That's not it. I mean, that's not it. They definitely do other stuff. But Borderlands is what they're most known for.
Let's see, Gearbox. Let's see, I'm looking at it right now. They did the Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour pack. Does they have the rights to Duke Nukem now? I guess that's a dead franchise. They're not doing that again, right? Borderlands Game of the Year, Desert Bus VR, Battleborn, Tales from the Borderlands, which I guess is a adventure Borderlands story.
Yep.
Borderlands pre-sequel. Fuck. Oh, Homeworld? They had the rights to Homeworld? Okay. I haven't heard that game in a while.
No, neither have I.
Mostly Borderlands, Ian.
Yeah.
And then also Samba de Amigo, Shake It to the Beat. They got the Samba de Amigo game. James Bond 007 Nightfire. We're going back now.
Whoa, okay.
So, I mean, it's really Ian Borderlands at this point.
All right.
I mean, that's really what their business is. So, yeah. When was Borderlands 2? Like 5-6 years ago? When was that? I feel like I was in...
Borderlands 2?
Yeah, when was that?
Oh, that had to have been... I think that was pre-podcast.
Pre-podcast? Is that how we split our time up?
Yeah.
That was 2012.
Oh, okay.
So when did we do the podcast? When did we start the podcast?
I'm going to do some math.
2013 we started the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, so it was pre.
So it's almost 6 years. Holy fuck. We just did our 5-year anniversary almost a year ago.
Yep.
Oh my God. We're old. Okay, so anyway, so this is where the cover up is worse than the crime almost, but this is a bad response.
Yeah,
just bad. It's unprofessional. It makes you look weird.
Email them. Don't make it live.
Be like, hey guys.
Even if they took your words somewhat wrong, having an 18-tweet meltdown is not the way to do it.
This is all you got to do, PR people. This is a PR lesson. Hey guys, I just want to clarify some things I said. And then they probably would include it in the article. Update. We reached out, or he reached out, and this is what he said. And then that would be the end of the story. It wouldn't be a podcast topic probably at this point.
No, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't be. Okay.